Lovely to see. So, this top dog, I mean, you've got a dog yourself, haven't you?
I have. I've got a British bulldog, Molly. She's lovely.
I wouldn't have associated you with a bulldog.
Oh, really?
No, it's all more Pekingese.
Thank you very much.
Yorkshire Terrier.
I'm glad you didn't look at me and think, bulldog.
No. So have you always loved dogs?
Do you know what? My mum was always a cat woman, if you know what I mean. She's always loved a cat. So I always sort of wanted to rebel. I was always like, one day I'm going to get a dog, one day I'm going to get a dog. Lo and behold, I got a dog and I realised why she had cats.
Oh, yeah. They're a lot more
They're like
bother.
children.
They are.
You have to wait. I remember when she was first born, waking up in the night. She used to cry of the night time. And, oh, yeah, it's like having a baby. Love her.
But you know what they say the difference is? Dogs have masters and cats have servants. It's very true. I speak as someone who's got a cat who used to have dogs. It's a fun idea, though, isn't it?
It is. It was such good fun to film. And the owners are lovely. They treat them like they're children, as you do.
Yeah.
And the dogs are gorgeous and beautiful. The hardest thing is having to say no to people.
Well, what makes one better than another? What are you looking for?
Exactly. You're asking me. I mean, it's horrible to have to say to someone who looks at their dog and that is their baby, that's their life. Oh, actually, not as good as that one over there. You think, oh, no, I don't want to tell her. Let's put them all through.
This is the tables turned then for Stacey
horrible.
Solomon, is it? You've been judged all your
Exactly.
television life, now you're judged. So, do you prefer being judged to judging?
Do you know what? I'd actually rather be judged.
Would
No,
you?
I enjoy judging because the best thing about judging is you can say yes to people and you can make people really, really happy and their dreams are coming true. But at the same time, I don't know what's worse, I can sort of take a no, but to give one is really, really horrible.
Has it made you more thick-skinned being on television? I mean, can you stand people sort of having a go now?
I think every woman's an emotional wreck, do you know what I mean? Does it make me any more thick-skinned? Nah, I'm still going to go to bed and think, oh, why me?
Well, we went from X Factor, we've gone through getting out the jungle happily and coming top dog, if you'll pardon the pun, in that. Now we've got the dogs here. Are we going to be hearing albums from you soon?
We certainly are.
Singles?
I am right at the end of finishing my first ever album, which is really exciting, and I'm just waiting for it to be perfect because I've waited so long. I want it to be absolutely perfect before I release it.
What sort of input do you get, Stacey? Do you get told, stand here, sing this, it'll be fine?
No, I made sure that I got a deal where I got to be 100% involved, so the writing is all coming from me, the song ideas are coming from me, the musical influences, my musical influences, and that is the best thing about writing the album.
How do you begin? You want to write... This is a silly question. Somebody, I write, but I don't write songs. What comes... Somebody once said to Gilbert of Gilbert and Sullivan, which comes first, the words or the music? And he said yes. So what comes first for you?
I think it's a bit of both. I think the mood that you're in when you're in the studio makes a difference. I think that sometimes you'll literally walk past a shop, see a sign and think, oh, I like that. And I like those words and that means something to me and I think
and you work them up?
Yeah, and you sort of just build it around it. Sometimes you go in there and honestly, nothing.
Nothing.
Not a thing in my head. I'm sitting there thinking, God, I should be writing.
All writers are like that.
I should be doing something, but nothing is coming
What
out.
about the music? Do you sit down with a pianist and get him to tinkle?
Yeah, I play piano and violin, so there's but I'm not anything special, but so there's tiny bits that I sort of work out in my head, and then you get an amazing pianist who will sit there and just go for all the chords. It's such a lovely process. I really enjoy it.
Like shopping. I'll have that one.
Yeah.
Put that one next. Actually, that must be rather interesting. No, hang on.
Yeah,
so you're directing in a way. Yeah.
It is. I really, really enjoy it. It's something that's really therapeutic. Apart from those days when you're just like, no. Nothing.
Nothing's coming.
And everyone's looking at you thinking, say something. And you're like, oh, God.
The best thing to do in those moments is go out and do a bit of gardening. Or take your bulldog for a walk.
Exactly. Or just look at anything in the room like, Mike, what do you think of that one? Anything that you can see that's got a word on it, done.
Been done before, you're not on your own. You can watch Stacey on Top Dog Model on ITV2 on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. and we look forward to the album coming out and wish you the very best of luck. My thanks to Stacey Solomon.
Thanks for having me.
That's all the time for today. Tomorrow I'll be joined by Countryfile's Ellie Harrison, Olympic gold medalist Greg Rutherford and everyone's favourite TV property guru Sarah Beanie will be here. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you tomorrow at 3. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right.
Hello.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Hello, everyone.
Are you well? Oh,
this is nice.
Have you done your back in again?
Oh, yeah. The back, the ongoing back problems.
The ongoing saga.
Obviously, climbing through women's wardrobes is obviously no good for my physique at all.
You can do another series called How to Look Good with a Stick.
Do you reckon?
Very classy.
Not like
stick.
this, obviously. Do you like me stick? Yes! Easy now.
Is it? Right. Tell us about this volunteering, because have you volunteered yourself in the past and done...
When I was younger, Mum was always adamant about charity work and volunteering and doing stuff. We were always collecting for something. So we had Chinese restaurants and Chinese takeaways, and always on the counter there'd be an old jam jar, and on it would be a note written. It would be a hospice or a guide dog thing or something, and we'd always be saving and collecting money for someone. And my mum still does it now, even though she's retired. She's always thinking, what can she raise money for? So charity work has always been a massive part of growing up. And this, the Vodafone World of Difference campaign, which I started 3 years ago, was just so natural for me to do. And I love it. It's brilliant, because what you get back from doing charity work is enormous, because it's not just one-sided. It's not just about giving money or time. You get so much back from it.
So tell us about this scenario, because you actually go and work for the charity. It's not a case of standing on the street with the collecting tin always. It's just you're actually getting involved with the charity. How does it work?
OK, so what happens is Vodafone pays for 500 people a year to go and work for a charity of their choice. And you can do it for 2 months full-time or 4 months part-time.
So you get a wage?
Yeah, you get a wage. So if you're unemployed, or if you've just left university, or if you just want to break from your job, what you'll be doing is you'll be going to work for a charity, because we know that charities need money, but they also need skill set and they need professionalism to go into their charity to help them build them up again. So whether that's fundraising or doing accounts or doing PR and marketing, it doesn't matter. Every charity could do with a second pair of hands.
And they'll match the job they give you to your skills, which is presumably...
Absolutely. And you can do as little as you want or as much as you want. And what's beautiful about this is that I think all of us want to do more charity work, but because of mortgages and commitments and stuff, you can't often take your time away for your own life. But what happens is you get paid for it, and then you go into the job, you work for the charity, fall in love with it like everyone does, come away feeling so much better, not only about yourself, but also about what you can do. Because sometimes we take it for granted, don't we? You know, I think, well, I can make a cup of tea. To some people, that means a lot more when you're giving tea with love and time and you can listen. It's a skill in itself, and so it confirms what you can do.
But if we've learned anything over the last few weeks, it's the difference that volunteers, in that case, games makers...
Unbelievable.
...can make. They made, as everybody said, they made the game.
Absolutely. And do you know what? It's weird, because when I think about charity work, you know, being on the television, you must be the same way. You get lots and lots of requests of, can you help this and can you help that? And if we had our choice, we would do all of it, because you'd want to help. But you can't always do that. But you'd be surprised as what we do every single day, which would be considered as volunteering and charity, whether that's opening the door for someone, pulling out a chair, saying good morning. All those tiny little things that we take for granted in life can mean so much to another person.
And just remember Roger Federer's advice. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
Absolutely.
Don't forget.
Definitely. I don't understand that, but yes.
What a lot of people might be surprised about, and then they think back to how you started life and they understand it was, here's got one, the fashion man, with all, you know, how to look good naked, suddenly doing Chinese cookery, but that's what you grew up with. I mean,
this is it. I grew up, seriously, I could use a wok before I could walk. And so Dad took us into the restaurant when we were really, really young, and we were, you know, literally toddlers, and he showed us the skills of the restaurant, and that's where I learned everything. And in fact, about a year ago, a journalist asked me and said, can you describe what you do? Because you do so many different things. And I said, well, I'm a bit like a waiter with shoes, is how I describe my life, because it always encompasses fashion, but also hospitality and looking after people. So cooking seemed like a completely natural progression to go into for me.
What are the things, then, that irritate you when you go out for a meal? What really drives you nuts?
OK, everyone's going to agree now. Bad customer service. Can't bear it when they're rude. I am so nice normally. The minute someone's rude to me in a restaurant, I go absolutely berserk. I turn into a banshee.
Be warned.
Be warned. And I can't bear it. I don't like it when people hover for tips either. I can't bear that, because I've worked as a waiter for years, and tips do make up your salary, but don't try and push it at the end of the meal. And also, of course, bad food. And I'm one of those types of people that if I have a bad meal and it's not good, I will send it back and say...
You will send it back?
I will always send it back. Always send it back. Because, you know, I'm paying for the meal, and I won't be rude about it, but I'll say I'm not satisfied with this and I'll have something else, or I normally tell them what to do with it, actually, which is terrible. Yeah, just do a little roux and then just, like, thicken that up slightly. that'd be great. A bit of parsley, thank you very much.
And would you ever have ambitions to open your own chain of restaurants?
Oh, I'd love to.
You could open a chain of Chinese restaurants.
I'd love to, but...
Do a Jamie Oliver?
Yeah, well, maybe not a Jamie Oliver. I don't think I've got the time for that. But I'd love my own restaurant. I mean, I come from the restaurant trade, and... I do have a slight problem, which is my dad, Papa Wan, who was on the show, is the nosiest man you've ever met in your entire life. He drives me insane. And if I opened a restaurant now, even though he's retired and spends most of his days in the garden with his bonsai, he loves his bonsai, he would want to get involved with the restaurant. And so I would feel very funny about him doing that, knowing that he's he's retired now and he's had his time out. But you never know, maybe one day. Will you come and eat there?
I'll come and eat there. Just don't tell your father where it is. Is it one of those restaurants where when I've had my meal I feel as I could eat it all over again, or is it different?
Probably, honestly. Yeah. It's like kissing me, Alan, I'm thinking. Just again and again. Because I'm just thinking, you and I, we could be perfect boyfriends. We're almost matching.
There's only one thing standing in the way of this relationship. Well, actually three, a wife and two daughters. But moving swiftly on, my thanks to Gok Wan.